people listening to this, if they're looking to sort of like play around with Blueprint, but maybe they don't want to go all in, that they can do and they'll get a noticeable sort of like bang for the buck out of?
Yeah, I can tell you, I would structure that just a little bit differently. I can tell you the top 5 power laws.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
And so you, by doing these 5 things, you could achieve a life expectancy of 92. So 1, don't smoke. 2 is exercise 6 hours a week. And that's a combination of strength and flexibility and cardiovascular. 3 is eat a Blueprint-like diet or like Mediterranean diet. 4 is maintain a BMI between 18.5 and 22.5. And then 5 is limit alcohol consumption. And those 5 things are the power laws. Sleep is a contender for being a power law of health. I think the evidence is emerging now that we've got much better measurement around it.
Talk to me about the alcohol consumption, because that one is sort of a bit vague in a sense of you didn't offer specifics like BMI. You're like this range. What is a limited alcohol consumption? Is that like 2 ounces a week? Is it 6? Is it like we're best with none, but up until this point it doesn't hurt us?
I forget the exact unit number. If I remember correctly, it's something like between 1 and 3 glasses of wine a week equivalent. It's a moderate intake, but it's basically, I think what it's saying, 1 is it's not excessive, so it's limited. I do 0 alcohol intake.
You used to drink alcohol though.
Yeah, I drink 3 ounces of red wine for breakfast daily. Yeah.
Yeah. What was the thinking behind that? You gave it up, I think. I remember, if I remember correctly, it's because you couldn't afford the 80 calories in your diet.
Correct.
Yeah, but you liked red wine.
It was delicious. It was such a wonderful experience. Yeah, it increased the joy of food a lot.
Do you ever have wine now, or it's just like a rule that you don't have it because once you go down that path, it's like a slippery slope?
I don't now, because even small amounts negatively affect my sleep. Even if I drink it around noon, or even if I do 3 ounces at noon, I still sometimes see effects in sleep, and nothing is worth trading high quality sleep to me.
That's fascinating. Are there certain foods that, like, if you ate even at 11:30 would disrupt your sleep that you know about?
Carbohydrates. So breads, pastas, even rice is hard for my body to digest.
Is that your body or most bodies?
My body. And maybe it's because I don't eat rice very often. So, that the one-time occurrence. But yeah, when I eat anything of that variety, my resting heart rate will be 55 plus. Probably in the 56, 57 range. Then of course, anything fried, but I never eat fried. But if I did, it would definitely do it. Flours of all types.
Even like almond flour?
Yeah, I tried a bunch of different flours. I wanted to find, I wanted to find some variety of foods that would do it, and that didn't. And then also sugar. So if on occasion I've tried like a fun drink, like someone took me and got a boba or something like that. I think it's made by tapioca. But yeah, that will do it for me. That will increase so I know now the list of foods that increase my resting heart rate. And this is the cool thing. Before I would say I would be confronted with a situation of like, I really want to eat this cookie, but I know I really shouldn't. And then I did it anyways, and I probably did that like in my life thousands of times maybe. And for the first time in my life, I've gotten to a point where I can look at the cookie and have it in my hand and say, you know what? The pain of eating this thing so far exceeds the momentary pleasure from eating it. There's no way I'm going to do it. And I can feel that with such confidence, I'm not even tempted to eat the cookie. Whereas before I was just desperate in its face to just be, there's no way I was going to win in that situation. I was going to eat the cookie. And then after that, I was going to eat the 5 more in the pack, and I couldn't stop myself. And so now I finally got to a place where I can model out the pain, and that's so unpleasant that I just don't want to do it.
And the pain in this case is it's going to impact your sleep, and therefore it. How much of that relates to the fact that you've had 8 months of perfect sleep? Like if last night was like, oh, the streak ended and now you've got the cookie in your hand, are you still thinking with the same logic?
Well, that's what I actually measured my brain at my brain interface company, Kernel. I looked at my brain based upon sleep patterns, and we saw in my brain, I had less willpower when I had a poor night's sleep, when I had less REM and less deep. And so yes, when you have bad sleep, you have substantially less willpower.
Well, it's so interesting because I talk to my kids about this, and I talk about it in the context of positioning and easy mode or hard mode. And I'm like, when you go to sleep, it doesn't mean you're not like when you sleep well, it doesn't mean somebody's going to do something not going to do something to you tomorrow that makes you angry or upset. It means your ability to regulate your emotions and have a healthy response is going to be much easier than if you have a poor night's sleep. So you can you're playing on easy mode or hard mode, and I think sleep is one of the prime indicators.
Great job.